All right, so it's like, let's get the video started. So, this video is gonna be about reverse dieting. However, there's so many different ways of reverse dieting. Alex and I are experimenting with reverse dieting into a ketogenic diet as opposed to bringing in carbs slowly. He's big on keto. He's done keto successfully quite a few times, and also with his clients, and seen tremendous results. Now, we've never done the reverse diet on keto, and before we pass it on to any of our clients, we always want to experiment ourselves. So we basically upped your calories from the show about
400,
400 or 500, and you were starving.
Yeah, I was
So
hungry, yeah.
so we actually had to up the calories another 400.
So we had
500,
another
right?
400 because we had another meal 7. I was typically at 6 meals, but the thing is I got up so early, typically around 3 o'clock, to do my fasted cardio, my workout. I've been up for about 18 hours, as opposed to people's typical, 12 to 15 hour days. So we had added another meal, so it's a total of about 800 more than what we started with. But what we did first was, when I got back from Spain, because I took a vacation in Spain, is we went back to the peak week diet just to ensure that we flushed my system out of all of the toxins and stuff that I had prior to.
Kind of de-inflame a little bit.
Exactly.
And so far, what have you noticed coming back into keto? Are you flatter, harder, softer?
I'm probably a little bit softer than I was typically when we do a reverse diet.
Keto.
When we were started keto, but I'm more fluffy now than had we gone into adding carbs probably. And I think it's just. And honestly, I think for next time, we just make sure I got all the water out of my system prior to.
Sure.
I think we may have just started a little bit early on the reverse diet. But I mean, I was ready to start adding more foods.
Do you think that has to do with the fact that when we were dieting you down into the show, you were very, very, very low in fat, and then now that you're giving your body fats on top of a surplus of calories, basically, or energy, now your body's like, hey, give me those fats, let me store them? Or you think that it's more like just kind of like getting used to it and still kind of...
I think ultimately your body,
and it's been 1 week, guys, by the way, of reverse dieting. So it's not like we have 7 weeks to tell you guys about. That will be another video, but...
Yeah, no. I would probably say that... I would like to say that we're just flipping it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that my body's holding on to the fats more so than it's still holding on to the week of Spain. And that's just because I was so depleted. And then
you went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
didn't do any restrictions. I ate what I wanted to. I drank what I wanted to. And even still, I came. It only took me a week to lose 21 pounds, 22 pounds.
Yeah.
So we got back down to about 204, which is a pound less than stage weight, but I could still tell that I was just holding water. I mean,
it was a different look too.
Yeah, it was a different look.
Yeah. Not as you had not as full, in my opinion, just more watery, basically. So it's almost like we took the water from the muscle and put it in the skin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And on top of that, going into keto with less carbs, and you're talking about also depleting the muscle some, making it look smaller, making it look stringier and flatter.
Absolutely.
On top of having the extra water underneath the skin, so it's like a freaking double whammy effect.
Yeah. And I think the reason why we're doing this is just there's been so many people that have come up to both of us and just everybody on the HiFit team talking about, I want to try the keto diet. It's the new fad, I guess. And I typically, and I know you do too probably, is try and stay away from the word diet when referring to keto, because keto is probably one of the
I think it's more of a lifestyle.
Absolutely, it should be a keto lifestyle.
It's like being vegan or vegetarian. Like you don't do a vegan diet because you want to lose weight. You do it because you have certain beliefs on why you should not be eating
absolutely
meats.
And when you get around week 2 to 3, about when keto is fully set in, that's about the time that I ask my clients, is this something that you believe you can sustain for the next 6 months, the next year? Because if it's something that you truly enjoy, then it's going to be easy. But if it's something like like a lot of my clients are, oh my gosh, we're putting in so many fats into my body, but the thing is they don't understand that those
people don't understand that you're putting in more fats, but you're also burning in a lot more fats.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, so your body has to burn fats because the only thing you're putting into your body is fats.
Yeah.
But the idea is that the body was made to burn fats and not be a sugar burner ultimately.
Absolutely.
You know?
Let's have really good guesstimations of where you think in 3 or 4 weeks, as we continue to keto reverse, will look like. And then when we do another video, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, so we have a full month basically worth of reviews and studies, then we can
so the goal
compare.
is to put on lean muscle mass and maintain the 205 weight. It's
So-
ultimately just
Yeah.
keep the same weight, but just reverse it.
Yeah.
So I would like to say that I'm going to be probably the 205 to 210 range, but all the water will be gone and I'll look a lot more full.
Sure.
Is the ultimate goal.
And then I think people would also wonder this. Say after doing this with you, we realize, hey, you know what? Reversing on keto is not necessarily the best. Like, we need to do more of a traditional carb reverse and then switch
And
to
then
keto.
switching, yeah, because this is ultimately, I mean,
Yeah, we're doing the opposite of what we've always done. Basically.
exactly.
If we know that the reverse with keto doesn't necessarily, it's not as effective or it's not the best, you're still staying on keto after.
Absolutely.
Like, you love your keto.
Yeah. It's not something I'm like, well, it didn't work now. It just, we know.
And we built on keto.
Oh, yeah.
We built muscle on keto before, so.
And we've maintained on keto.
We've
and
caught on
lost.
keto.
Yeah, we've done everything on
So-
keto. This is the first time we've ever done a reverse on keto. And of course, it's going to be more modified keto versus the traditional keto,
Absolutely.
where it's 100, not 100%. It's going to be 100% no carbs, but we're doing more of a modified, where we added in about a cup total of greens
A
day.
It's not a whole lot, though.
It's not a whole lot, but it's
You still fall in the clinical keto.
absolutely, because it's
Yeah.
less than 50 grams of carbs
Absolutely.
a day,
Absolutely.
which is
And high fats,
And
very
high-
little protein.
very, very high fats, 90% fats probably, probably about 8%, 9%
Yeah.
proteins, and
Yeah.
probably about 1%.
Carbs that come
Carbs.
with maybe some of the avocados, the
almonds.
substracts, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So-
So no, it'll be good to, very interesting. I mean, we'll make sure we put it on Instagram and do pictures every.
Oh yeah, and I'm and I
days.
think there too. I'm interested to see also see how your strength goes.
Yeah.
So whether it goes up, whether it goes down, if it maintains or whatever. Which coming off a show is going to be on the lower end for sure.
Yeah.
So if it goes up and we continue to bring it up on keto, then that's a good sign that you're stimulating new muscle
Yeah,
fibers too.
something's changing.
So
Absolutely.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Boom.